Hi students. So in the last session we discussed about arrays, single dimensional array or one dimensional array we completed. Okay. So in this session I am going to explain about, I will discuss about double dimensional array. Okay. So double dimensional array or two dimensional array. Okay. So double dimensional array. What is double dimensional array? So double dimensional array is an array that can be given one variable name and two subscript values. So double dimensional array is an array so double dimensional array is an array that can be given one variable name and two subscript values. So double dimensional array is an array that can be given one variable name and two subscript values, or we can say like this also. So double dimensional array is an array which consists of two subscript values. The array which consists of two subscript values, so that array is known as double dimensional array. Okay, right. Example: a of 2, 3. Okay, so this is double dimensional array. So double dimensional array means what? So it is an array that can be given one variable name. Here a is variable name. A is what? Variable name. And two subscript values. So how many subscript values are there? 2. So this is subscript value, and this is also a subscript value. Here the first subscript value represents row size. And second subscript value represents column size. Okay. So clear? So double dimensional array is an array that can be given one variable name and two subscript values. Okay, a is the variable name, and this is first subscript value, and this one second subscript value. First subscript value represents row size. Okay, row size is 2. Second subscript value represents column size. Okay, right? So the array which consists two subscript values, that array is known as double dimensional array or two dimensional array. Okay, here the question is, when do we use double dimensional array, when do we use two dimensional array? Okay, so whenever we want to represent the data in tabular format, okay, or matrix format, so then we use double dimensional array. Okay, and this array can be implemented very easily. So clear? Definition. Next we'll see declaration. So declaring a double, 1 minute, declaring a double dimensional array. Here, to declare a double dimensional array, we have to follow this particular syntax. So to declare a double dimensional array, first we have to write data type, variable name, okay. So to declare double dimensional array, first we have to write data type, variable name, next row size, column size, okay, column size. So clear? To declare double dimensional array, we have to write data type first, then variable name and row size. In the first subscript, we have to write row size and column size. Example, int, here I am declaring double dimensional array. Array name is A with the size, row size 2, column size 3. Okay. So when we declare an array like this, C compiler allocates 12 bytes memory for A array. Okay. So the internal memory representation will be like this. So how many rows are there? 2 rows. Okay. So already we know array indexing starts with 0. Okay. First subscript represent what? Row size, column size. Okay. So array indexing starts with 0. End with n minus 1. N minus 1. N minus 1 means what? N means, okay, end with n minus 1. So n means a of 2. Okay. So size is 2. 2 minus 1, 1. Okay. Next column. So here for visibility purpose, right? So next A of 3. So here also index value starts with 0, end with n minus 1. So A of 3 na, A of 3 means n value 3, n minus 1 means 3 minus 1, 2. A of 0, first column, A of 1, second column, A of 2, third column. Okay. So this memory location index value A of 0, 0, 0 row, 0th column. Okay. Next 0, 1. Next first row, third column, A of 1, 2. Next A of, so this location index value A of 1, 0. A of 1, okay, second row, second column, second row, third column. A of second row index value 1, third column index value 2. Okay. So now this A array can hold 6 elements. Okay, 6 locations are there now. So it stores 6 elements. Okay, and each element occupies 2 bytes. Okay, so 2 bytes, 2 bytes, 2 bytes, 2 bytes, 2 bytes, 2 bytes, total 12 bytes. So when we declare an array like this, C compiler allocates 12 bytes memory for A array. C compiler allocates 12 bytes memory for A array, and this A array can hold how many elements? 6 elements. this A array can hold 6 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So clear, this is declaring a double dimensional array. So up to now just we declared, so we are not assigned, okay, so we are not assigned any elements. So next we'll see assigning elements to array variable, how to assign elements to array, double dimensional array variable, okay. Right, next initializing double dimensional array. Initializing double dimensional array. Okay, so here initializing an array is called array initialization. Array initialization means we are giving elements, we are assigning elements to array variable at the programming time. Okay, so this is compile time initialization. Syntax. So data type, variable name, data type, variable name, row size, column size is equals to, okay, here we are using is equal operator, okay, or else I am writing here, here we are using equal operator. So within the curly braces we are assigning elements to array variable. So we can assign array elements row wise, okay, row wise, row 1 elements, comma, row 2 elements, comma, like that, okay. So here each row element should be separated by using commas, okay. Now I want to assign elements to a array, okay. Data type int, already we declared now, int a of 2 3, right, so int variable name a, row size 2, column size 3 is equals to row 1 elements. First I am assigning row 1 elements. So for suppose 10, 20, 30, so right, row 1 elements completed. Next row 2 elements, 40, order is not important, 40, 50, okay, 60 and close curly brace, end with semicolon. Okay, the first 3, so here these 6 positions are filled with, now what happens, these 6 positions are filled with 6 elements. The first 3 elements are stored into, first 3 elements are stored into first 3 locations, and remaining 3 elements are stored into next 3 locations, okay. So here this is initializing double dimensional array. So this is compile time initialization. Here we are assigning elements to array variable at the programming time, not at runtime, okay. Now we will see how to assign elements to array variable at runtime. So this is compile time initialization. Okay, so here initialization, I will give one more example. So suppose int a, okay, so suppose 100 comma 200, 400 comma 800. So is this valid statement? So yes, so this assignment statement is valid. So we may get doubt, okay. So here we are not specified size now, size means yes. So if you are assigning elements means indirectly you are specifying the size also, okay. So based on the number of elements which we are assigning to array variable, so C compiler understand the size, okay. Right, next reading reading double dimensional array from keyboard. So how to read double dimensional array elements from keyboard? Okay. One minute, excuse me. Right. So reading double dimensional array from keyboard. So here to read double dimensional array elements from keyboard, here we have to use two loops instead of writing scanf statement repeatedly. Okay. So here to read double dimensional array elements from keyboard, so here we have to use scanf function. Okay. So here in runtime initialization, compulsory we have to use scanf function. Okay. So here to read double dimensional array elements from keyboard, first I want to display a message. I want to display text message on the screen like this. Enter A array elements. Enter A array elements. Okay. Or enter 6 elements. You may write. You may display like this also. Enter 6 elements. Okay. Right. Now enter A array elements. So after reading this message, what the user will do? After reading this message, the user will enter 6 elements. Enter A array elements. So after reading this message, the user will enter 6 elements. So here we have to read all these 6 elements and we have to store all these 6 elements into 6 different locations. Okay. So how to read elements? Generally, so here we are using scanf function, format specifier. So here array declaration int A of 2, 3. So here the array is of integer type. So what is the format specifier of int? %d, comma and %. Right. First we have to read first element and that element is stored into. So we have to assign that element into first location. We have to store that element into the first location. Okay. So what is the index of first location? A of 0, 0. Okay. And % is the address operator which is used to find out the address of the A variable. Okay. So here address, for suppose address is 2000. Okay. So it will find out the address and store that element, first element into that address location. Okay. So 10 will be stored into first location. Okay. Address of A of 00. Address of A of 00 is 2000. Okay. Next, same as we have to read remaining 5 elements. So now I want to read 6 elements location by location. I want to read 6 elements location by location. For that I am writing 6 scanf functions. A of what is the next location? A of 0, 1. So it reads the second element and that element will be assigned to second location. Okay. So same as how many scanf functions we have to write. Next third element location. Next, fourth element location, fifth element location, next sixth element. So here we have to write scanf statement 6 times. Okay. So instead of writing scanf statement repeatedly, here we use one loop. Okay. So already we know the purpose of looping statements. Here I am using for loop. Using for loop, we can execute some block of statements. We can execute block of statements repeatedly until the required number of times, until the given condition is met. Right. For loop, here I am using for I. So what is the starting index? Sorry. Here to read to read double dimensional array elements, here we have to use not one loop, sorry, we have to use two loops instead of writing scanf statement repeatedly. So why we are using two loops? So here double dimensional array can represent rows and columns. Okay. So here that is the reason, that's why we have to use two loops. So one loop is used for rows and the other loop is used for columns. Okay. Right. First so what is the starting index value here? Okay, first loop for rows purpose, reading rows. I equal to 0. I less than row size. Here we have to specify the row size. So here row size is what? Int a of. So this is the row size, column size. Row size 2. Next step. So we have to increment the location. Next for so for loop, first for loop completed. Next for loop for starting value 0. Next j less than row size, sorry, column size. J less than column size. So here column size is 3. Okay, 0. Column size 3. 3 means j less than 3 means up to 2. J plus plus. So we have to increment j value. Next scanf. Percentage D. Right. First location index value a of 0 0, but don't write a of 0 0. So here we have to write I j. Okay, so this is nested for loop. Already we discussed it. So one for loop. What is nested for loop? What is nested for loop? So one for loop. Writing one for loop within another for loop is called nested for loop. So this is inner for loop and this one is outer for loop. Okay. So already we discussed the execution process. Okay, the execution process of for loop, execution flow of nested for loop already we discussed. Okay, so I think no need to discuss now. Okay, so this is reading double dimensional array elements syntax. Okay, so to read double dimensional array elements we have to use two loops. To read double dimensional array elements we have to use two loops instead of writing statements repeatedly, right? Next the last one. Okay, up to now we have seen how to read double